starting with our blank slate. We're going to try to lay out all the big components of the electrical system and mark up how they're going to be connected, and then we will build a little panel or a couple panels for each thing, boxes, however they need to be stored, and then we will put them in the bus. Alright, so today, part 2 of setting up our wiring layout. We've got a pretty good start already. We got our battery separator set up, we've got our ground and our aux battery power set up, and a couple other things. I'm excited because today is the day I don't have to get dressed up in clothes that are going to get nasty, because electrical is pretty clean work. So hopefully we can get going and make a little bit more progress today on this stuff. Just to cover what we did yesterday, we do have a ground block, so we'll ground all of our electricals to this guy, which will get grounded to the body. And we have our power block, which will be grounded to the, or will be powered by the battery. This is for the auxiliary battery specifically. What we did set up is our T-Max battery isolating system, typically used for off-road and other applications where you have a separate battery, and it'll work just fine for this. We're going to have the aux battery hooked up here to this side, and then we have a 12 volt, this will be the car battery hooked up to this side. So whenever the alternator is generating more power than the batteries in the front for the vehicle need to run, it should be charging our auxiliary batteries while we're driving, which is really nice. But this will allow these aux batteries to drain down on their own, which you can see aux battery. It can drain down on its own, but the main battery won't ever drain down. That's why it's isolated. The other thing we started working on was the power outlet. This is one of the 50 amp outlets. I did realize right after starting to hook up these wires, I don't have the 4-wire set up, so I just ordered the 4-wire. So I'll pull these out and put in that new stuff. So what we're doing today is we're putting our power cables through this new hole we drilled, and we're gonna just get them about the right length. These are gonna be the aux battery cables, and then we'll also have the main battery cables as well. But we're gonna feed through what we think is gonna be enough to run for the aux cables for now, and then we'll hook up the main battery cables later when we've got some space. We also don't need hot wires rolling around in the car just yet. So put a little loop in this. Let's see if that's gonna just keep us from going all the way through for now. Handy dandy kickstand here. All right. So we'll go ahead and run the cables through the back of here. And we'll slide the box out to see how far we gotta go. We just want to make sure we have enough length that we can easily connect and disconnect from the batteries in here, whichever way we put them, positive, negative, positive, negative. This looks like it is just about the right amount. So we'll go inside and clip those guys off up there. We'll give ourselves a couple feet inside to work with as well. So I'm strongly considering too putting the kill switch over here, so that if every time you get in and out of the bus, you can just flip it on or off, so that you're not draining anything when you're not there. So one of the things that also needed to be fixed on, I figured I should be doing it while I'm doing all the battery connections, is this guy here was super loose, and when I was driving the bus home, it actually worked itself out of its fitting, and I continued to drive until I stopped because I started losing power, and I pulled over and the bus wouldn't start again or anything. So I was like, well, I'm out of luck. So I pulled over, freaked out for about 5 minutes, and then decided to check the batteries, popped these suckers open, and saw that the connector here had completely pulled away from the red wire. So I just put a new one on, crimped it with my big super massive crimpers, and we're gonna tighten her down, make sure she's happy. But this will probably fix 99% of any electrical issues that were going on in the bus before, because when all the stuff in the cab doesn't get power, the engine doesn't get power, it doesn't like that. She really doesn't like that. And you gotta go till right before you think it's gonna break, then go a little bit more. Just like that. That's perfect. And then just try not to weld this to anything while you're doing that. Give her a little wiggle. Yeah, she's solid. I'll leave the kickstand up, and away she goes.